Joe McGinn Award. We'll have Dave Mills come up and tell you a little bit about the background of the McGinn Award.
Thank you, Jack. I'll try to be as brief as I can, but also I'd just like to be able to tell you a little bit about Joe. Before I do that, I want to ask a few questions. We have a lot of students here that I'm sure are very intelligent and have 88 average. So a few tough questions. Does everybody know what March Madness is? Yes. Okay, well, that's good. That's a good strike. Okay. How about Sister Jean? Who knows who Sister Jean is? Somebody? Who is she? Loyola, the spiritual leader, the 98-year-old a nun that sits in her wheelchair there at the games. Is it their inspiration? Who knows who Jude Stamper is? Anybody? Anybody watch the Michigan game the other night? Jude Stamper is a 12-year-old spiritual leader of Michigan. He's part of a program from Team Impact, and he is their spiritual leader. The reason I bring that out tonight is just I want to make a connection if I can. I want to make a connection from Bristol to the Final Four and to March Madness, and also a spiritual leader, because tonight you're being honored as scholar athletes, and the person we're going to honor tonight was the spiritual leader of UConn basketball. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about Joe McGinn, if I possibly can. And to those of you that have been here before and have heard me talk about this, I apologize, but history is history, and we're not going to change it, and certainly Joey's made a big impact. And if I can, I'm going to read some of it. It's ironic that our Scholar Athlete Dinner takes place during March Madness. Ironic because the Joe McGinn Award honors the legacy of an individual that loved the game of basketball and forever left his mark on UConn men's basketball history. That statement deserves an explanation, and will allow me to tell you about Joe McGinn. Joe was born in Bristol in 1982, attended St. Matthew's School, and then Bristol Eastern. He led a normal life with lots of friends, playing sports, and enjoying much success in the youth leagues. However, Joe also suffered with a debilitating kidney disease that meant many visits to the doctor and lots of medications. Joe learned to endure his trauma, but as time went on, his growth was limited, which meant not being able to compete with his peers. So instead of baseball and basketball, Joe played golf and earned his varsity letter and became captain of the Bristol Eastern golf team. Joey's athletic career is not the reason we are here honoring him tonight. Imagine facing these physical challenges throughout your youth. Handling them was what Joey did best. His outgoing personality, humor, wit, and loyalty made him a friend to many. He was accepted for Joey and enjoyed his youth despite his affliction. Joey graduated from Eastern and went on to Northeastern University. His desire, however, was to attend UConn. One of his friends from Bristol, Steve Peichel, who I'm sure you all know, was their captain at the basketball team for 2 years and now is the varsity coach at Rutgers. Steve introduced Joe to Coach Calhoun, and Coach and Joe became friends. Learning of Joe's desire to attend UConn, Coach Calhoun assisted him in a transfer. Joe became an integral part of the UConn program. As the manager of the team, he traveled and participated in the successes of the team. He could be seen on TV at all the UConn games. The players and coaches became a part of his support network. Joey graduated in 1994, but continued to stay close to the program. His work at ESPN and his love of sports made his life enjoyable. UConn had great success in the 90s, and Joe remained part of it. When the 98-99 season rolled around, everyone was expecting something special. Joey, although excited, had faced some major setbacks. His disease had progressed, which meant many visits to the doctors and to the hospital. Eventually, Joey faced the challenge of having both legs amputated. The UConn team helped him through this ordeal, and Joey resumed his spot at the games. UConn went on to compete in the Big East tournament, winning it and getting ready for the NCAA tournament. They all watched eagerly to see who and where they would play. They were to be part of the West Bracket, which meant the team had to travel to the West Coast. Joey would not travel as his health had taken a turn for the worst. The team won their games on the coast, but Joey lost his battle and passed away. When the team and coach heard the news, they were devastated. Their friend and diminutive warrior had lost his battle. A special mass was arranged for him at the Air Force Academy to celebrate his life. UConn played with heavy hearts, but played with renewed inspiration. They won the regional game and were now on to the Final Four. They went on to St. Petersburg, Florida, won their first game, and now were to play Duke for the championship. Coach Calhoun had invited Joe's parents, Joe and Sheila, to be his guests for the game. With heavy hearts, they attended and cheered as UConn won its first national championship. Joe and Sheila embraced and wept with joy and sorrow as all the fans around them celebrated. They watched as one by one each player took turns cutting a portion of the net as a souvenir. When Coach Calhoun proceeded up the ladder, the crowd was going crazy. He carefully took the remainder of the net, except for one strand, which remained on the rim. When asked by the media after the ceremony what the meaning was, Coach said tearfully, "That was for Joey." So once again, March Madness is upon us, and our scholar athlete dinner. Although Joey was only 27 and on this earth for only 27 years, his legacy is one of perseverance, positiveness, passion, humor, and love for those fortunate enough to know him. We should all realize that we can make a difference in someone's life if we choose to. It's not a matter of how long we live, it's how well. At this time, I'd like to introduce Joe's sister, Pat Thompson, to say a few words about Joe. Thank you.
Good evening. First, I'd like to start off by thanking the members of the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame. I'd like to also thank Dave Mills for taking the time to let you all hear Joe's story, so you have a little background of who Joe was and why we honor him. Tonight's a night that my parents looked so forward to every year. It was a night to honor their son and my brother. It was an evening for them to give an award in their son's name to a worthy recipient that resembled Joe and his character. For them, it was a night to keep Joe alive, as well as the memories of him. Most of us here tonight are parents, perhaps even grandparents, so you realize the impact your children have on your life. So to then watch your child suffer is unbearable, and then to lose your child is incomprehensible. But then you have an evening like this, where my parents, who have now both passed on, got to honor their son, and at the same time give you all a sneak peek into Joe and who he was. So now I have the fortunate honor to hand this award over to Kendra Morales and to congratulate her on being this year's recipient of the Joe McGinn Award. So congratulations, Kendra.
At this time, I'd like to have Mayor Ellen Zoppo-Sassu come up and present the award.
It is my honor to be here tonight and present this award to Kendra Morales, someone who is not from Bristol, someone who did not play sports in Bristol, but who has, in the past probably less than 5 years, made such a significant impact on our community in ways that many of you probably aren't aware. We have a nonprofit that's new to Bristol. It's called For Goodness Sake, and it started in Kendra's garage about 5 years ago because she saw a need with a woman transitioning out of the battered women's shelter who didn't have anything. And when we mean anything, we mean anything. So she said, well, this can't happen, and enlisted her friends, got trucks together, and helped a woman establish a new home after what anyone can imagine was a pretty traumatic experience. This one idea about helping each other, really the whole teamwork of what defines us as a community, has now blossomed into a nonprofit certified with the IRS, with a home on Riverside Avenue in the old Sessions Building, which on Saturdays and Sundays, which have just been added to help with the demand, is run entirely by volunteers who come together in order to ensure that no family, no veteran, nobody who might be coming out of homelessness, no battered wife, husband, children, or even the immigrants that have come here to Bristol from Puerto Rico and Syria and other places have nothing. What they have instead is an apartment with furniture, with friendly faces, helping them make a transition at a time in their lives where they really feel as if they're at their lowest peak. So what's the analogy to resiliency and the character that we all know and love about Joe McGinn and the history that he represented and what happens here today? Keywords: resiliency and character. And for all of you who are athletes and are team leaders and are scholars in the classroom, I think it's important to know that it's more about what happens not only on the court from a performance, but what happens off the court. And you never know the impact that you have on people until maybe many years later, if ever. And I think that at some point in the future, there is going to be a dinner somewhere, and people are going to talk about the impact that Kendra Morales had on them. And I think that that's the lesson from Joe McGinn. It's the lesson that she's bringing forward tonight. And I think it's one, especially in this horrible age of school violence and, differing viewpoints of community issues and fights on the federal level, it's one that really needs to resonate, because within the word community is the word unity. And it's up to every one of you to help define what that is. Kendra's done her part, and I hope all of you think about her and Joe McGinn, the many scholar athletes and those inducted in the Hall of Fame who have also done their part, and leave tonight thinking about how do you do yours. Kendra?
Good evening, everyone. First, I'm humbled and honored to be up here receiving such an award. As soon as I was notified of the award, I immediately got online and did a bunch of research about Joe McGinn and talked to a few people in the community. And at first I was a little bit confused as to, it seemed very sports oriented, and I'm like, well, wait a second, I just run a nonprofit and teach some yoga on the side. Like, I don't belong here. But what really came up was the courage and the resiliency and the determination to push through whatever challenges might be in front of him. And having faced my own challenges, it resonated in a big way. I wasn't able to have the upbringing that Joe did. I was actually, I came from a tough childhood. At the age of 3, I was adopted after my father OD'd on opioids. And so for me, it was a battle of really a journey to kind of heal, a journey to bring myself back into myself and begin to give back, because that's the true way to find the path, is to begin to tie it all together, to begin to give back. That's how we grow ultimately, is to be of service to others. So the more that I learn about him, the more honored I am to sit in front of you or stand in front of you tonight and receive something like this. He's had such a lasting impact in the community, and I'm honored and grateful. Thank you so very much.
And on behalf of the Sports Hall of Fame, we'd like to make a $200 donation to the charity.
Oh, thank you so much.
One more thing before I turn this over to Jack. I talked about bringing this back to Bristol. I talked about that young boy from Michigan. I don't know if you ever heard of Jay Callahan. Anybody heard of Jay Callahan? If you want inspiration at any time, go look up GoTeamImpact.org. Okay? Jay has taken Joey's story and what happened with Joey and has now gone national with that program. They have over 100,000 people involved. I can't even tell you the number of universities they have, but just do yourself a favor. And again, I thought I'd bring it back to Bristol because it started with Joey, and Joey was the inspiration for Jay to get this program started. So again, you talked about the word impact. It's goteamimpact.org.
From St. Paul Catholic High School, Dominic Aiello, varsity football and lacrosse. Dennis Cawley, cross country and track. Catherine Ciampi, lacrosse, soccer, and basketball. Addison Davis, soccer, track, indoor and outdoor, and lacrosse. Noah DeFeo, golf. Julia Des, soccer. Christopher Dion, football, wrestling, swimming, and lacrosse. Nicholas DePietro, cross country and track. Victoria DePinto, swimming and tennis. Bridget Fithian-Antonio, track, basketball. Matthew Gary, basketball, cross country. Tyler Gary, basketball, cross country. Matthew Goodwin, soccer. Isabella Griffin, soccer. Gabriella Hamlin, cheerleading and golf. Elena Howard, cheerleading, track. Molly Hooks, basketball, cheerleading, and volleyball. Brendan Kendrick, cross country. Victoria Kilborn, tennis. Gabriella Kazawa, swimming and track. Melissa Leiter, cheerleading, track. Molly McAllister, swimming, indoor track, outdoor track. Katie Paulus, tennis. Matthew Raymond, soccer and golf. Jordan Rinaldi, cross country, indoor track, baseball. Serena Stevens, cheerleading, golf. Stefan Zwolinski, soccer. Congratulations, let's have a round of applause for the lacrosse and soccer. Benjamin Chasen, soccer and tennis.
I'm going to use that displays on a little card.
Andrew Consalvo, football, track. Nicole Cuevas, swimming and tennis. Carter Zizek, basketball. Jordan Fitzsimons, softball. Sorry, I skipped Emily Douglas. Emily Douglas. Kayla Harden, cheerleading, track. Miranda Janik, basketball. Hope Johnsky, swimming, indoor and outdoor track. Sophie Johnsky, tennis. Kayla LaPrise, soccer, indoor track and outdoor track. Thomas Lombardi, soccer and tennis. Anna McGinney, basketball. Sarah Maglio, swimming and tennis. Zachary Martin, cross country and indoor track and outdoor track. Alexander McMahon, golf and unified sports. Paige McLaughlin, volleyball, basketball, and softball. Brendan McMahon, golf. Megan Perry, soccer, indoor and outdoor track. Noah Piazza, soccer, lacrosse, and wrestling. Eliana Rivora, volleyball and softball. Maggie Santa Cruz, cross country, indoor track, outdoor track. Alexis Wag, tennis, volleyball. Lyle Winarski, soccer. Kelsey Wirebeck, golf. Congratulations and a round of applause for the scholar athletes from Bristol Research. Okay, let's introduce the scholar athletes from Bristol Central. Cheyenne Carrasco, volleyball, basketball. Morgan Crumrine, soccer, outdoor track, indoor track. Megan Curtis, swimming, indoor and outdoor track. Devin Flores, cross country and indoor and outdoor track. Pacifico Flores, cross country, indoor and outdoor track. Sarah Guerin, soccer, basketball, softball, and lacrosse. Paige Hinton, cross country, indoor and outdoor track. Allison Jesse, basketball and lacrosse. Michael Kaminsky, swimming and tennis. Pat Kajra Ratanawanich, soccer, indoor and outdoor track. Ashley McDonald, soccer, track, basketball, lacrosse. Isaiah Miller, football, basketball, track, and lacrosse. Jacob Nelson, golf. Selena Norton, soccer. Cynthia Pina, swimming. Dante Prado, soccer and ski club. Matthew Roy, cross country, indoor and outdoor track. Zoe Sinclair, basketball, soccer, and track. Taylor Susie, volleyball, tennis. Adam Ward, wrestling and golf. Okay, congratulations and a round of applause for the Scholar Athletes.
Also helping us out tonight, handing out the certificates and the paperweights. Brian Archibald, the athletic director at Bristol Central, John Stavens, the athletic director at Eastern, and Dave Dennehy from St. Paul. Thank you guys. It's now time for our Scholar Athlete speaker for tonight, and it's going to be Christopher Dion from St. Paul. And to present Chris Dion will be Carrie DuPont, president of St. Paul's. Carrie.
Thanks, Jack. Good evening, everybody. First, on behalf of Bristol Eastern, Bristol Central, and St. Paul, I'd like to acknowledge Bristol Sports Hall of Fame for all their efforts in putting on this annual dinner, hosting this event for all of our respective student athletes and their families. It really is a special evening, and thanks to all of you and all the work that you do behind the scenes to make this happen. I'd like to also personally recognize and congratulate all of the student athletes that were just honored a few minutes ago. You truly represent, as it's been said earlier, some of the best that all of our schools have to offer, and you are certainly a credit to yourselves and a gift to your parents, your schools, and our community. I'd also like to congratulate Kendra Morales in making a difference in the lives of the people that you touch in this community, so congratulations. Tonight I have the pleasure of introducing one of St. Paul's seniors to deliver this year's student athlete address. Like all students sitting in this room, Chris Dion stands out in the classroom and on the athletic field. He is one of our top students, having achieved first honors all semesters, all 4 years, through hard work and persistence, while at the same time taking a rigorous course of studies. His leadership qualities are well documented. He has served as class vice president the last 2 years, captain of the football team this year, wrestling captain last year, and lacrosse captain the last 2 years. He's a member of our National Honor Society, the National French Honor Society, the Math Club, and Data Analytics Club. Last June, Chris was selected to attend the American Legion Boys State program held at Eastern Connecticut. Chris has also found time to give back to his school and local community by participating in the March for Life in Washington, D.C., Sticks for Soldiers charity event for the last 3 years, peer tutoring, as well as numerous student government activities, just to name a few. Currently, he has narrowed his college choices to UConn, Drexel, and Lehigh, with the intent of pursuing a double major in electrical and computer science engineering. Good luck, Chris. As mentioned, I would need a good luck. As mentioned, Chris has been able to perform at a high level and achieve a healthy balance of classroom, co-curricular, and community service learning activities. He'll be leaving St. Paul in June, having made his teams, his class, and his school a far better place by caring and unselfishly giving of himself for the good of all. I invite Chris Dion to the podium.
Good evening. My name is Christopher Dion, and I'm a senior at St. Paul Catholic High School, and it is my privilege to be here this evening. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame members for the honor of speaking at this venue, because sports have played such a large role in developing who I am. I would also like to acknowledge and congratulate my fellow athletes who are here tonight, and also the recipient of the Joe McGinn Award, Kendra Morales. Your dedication to the less fortunate is truly inspirational to all of us, and illustrates how we can make a difference in our world today. My football coach, Jude Kelly, often says sports are in schools because they teach life skills. This statement expresses the beauty behind high school sports. Sports teach you to work hard, to reach goals, and to develop your character, values, and work ethics, all to prepare you for the successes and failures of the next stage of your life. My participation in sports has taught me that winners are defined by their achievements, and achievements are reached by hard work and dedication, and the results are a combination of both. Looking back, like most of you in this room, I've been playing sports since I was young. In my case, my parents decided to sign me up for sports when they could no longer catch me, as I ran away from them in the grocery store. Initially, I was signed up for soccer and baseball, but after a couple of red cards and a few fly balls to the face, my parents realized those weren't the sports for me. My parents then proceeded to sign me up for the local football and lacrosse teams. I immediately fell in love with the two sports and continued to play them throughout high school. My parents quickly realized that having an exhausted 6-year-old was not the only benefit of sports. Team sports allowed me to develop communication skills, respect, perseverance, and trust. It was also through sports where I made my first friends, most of whom I'm still friends with today. Sports and coaches have had a major impact in my life, developing my skills in time management and building my character, and essentially crafting me into the man I am today. Sadly, I'm forced to face the same problem that all athletes must face, the end of my athletic career. When my football career ended this fall, like most of my teammates, I was distraught. It was the last time I would be on the field with some of my closest friends. There would be no more practices till it's dark out, no more early Saturday morning film, no more team dinners, and no more opportunities for us to leave it all on the field. All of our work, all of our time spent together, all of the bonds we built were gone in the blink of an eye. The season was over. As I thought further, I realized how blessed I am to have had the opportunity to experience it all, to work night and day, to make friends that will last a lifetime, and play a great game and be coached by a great man. I realized that I should not be sad that it's over, but thankful that it happened. I know it's a cliche that goes by fast, but it does. So make the best out of every moment you have playing your sport, and give every play everything you have, and strive for greatness. High school athletics creates winners, not because of the score at the end of the game, but because what is learned on and off the field, and how to apply those lessons in everyday life. For example, I've seen what sports can do to develop a person's character. Character has taught me about sportsmanship, and more importantly, respect. Respect for the opposing team, players, and officials is an important and crucial part of the game. Thanks to my mom and dad, I am lucky to have had learned these values at an early age. Sports have taught all of us athletes sitting here tonight the living definition of words such as discipline, effort, friendship, teamwork, and dedication. All core values that will make us successful in whatever we do in the future. These values would jumpstart any successful career. Friendship and teamwork are the most valuable lessons I have learned throughout my participation in athletics. I have built amazing friendships that would not have happened without me becoming part of the team. I've been able to form bonds with my teammates that will last a lifetime. In conclusion, I would like to thank all the parents and coaches who have had sacrificed and dedicated so much time and effort into developing us student athletes. A special thanks goes out to my parents, Darlene and Michael Dion, for their support and endless cheering from the sidelines. I also want to wish all of our student athletes here tonight best of luck in all of your future endeavors, for you have been taught the essential life skills that will make you successful and happy in your future. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. That was a great speech. All I can tell you is Coach Mills and myself coached your dad in high school. He was an all-state guard for our state championship football team. And judging by the impression you made tonight, your mother has to be a genius. Mike played right guard, and sometimes we had him go over and play left guard, and we had to draw R and L on the back of both hands. But in his defense, that was in the age before players wore helmets, so there were a lot of factors involved in that. But kudos to your mom, really, seriously. At this time, it's time for our scholarship presentations. John Smith, the chairperson of the scholarship committee, will make those. Oh, wait a minute, he's not here. Bernie O'Keefe is going to introduce the principals from the 3 schools to make the scholarship presentations.
This year, the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame is awarding 6 scholarships. Will be the recipient of $1,500 apiece to the 3 schools that are located in the city of Bristol. There will be 2 scholarships of that amount given to each school. Has it been in the past, the 2018 recipients are not only outstanding scholar athletes, but also they're participants in the school and many community projects. They can be found tutoring, they can be found volunteering for other activities in their busy, busy lives. And for that to make the decision-making very, very difficult. And I think you're going to recognize that these people are outstanding persons, not only athletes, not only academic, but people in general.
Thanks, Bernie. So we found out when we were coming in tonight who the 2 honorees were for St. Paul, and I have to be honest, I couldn't be more pleased to be able to present these 2 scholarships to these 2 young men who come from absolutely terrific families. Both of these students have served St. Paul well. They're really well respected. They're good role models and great leaders at our school. And they've had a terrific high school career. In my mind, there's no doubt that both of them will be highly successful, not only in college, but in their lives. So tonight it gives me great pleasure to announce first Dominic Aiello, who is a Dom is a football All-State honoree for the last 2 years and plans on attending Middlebury College to study molecular biology and biochemistry in addition to playing football at Middlebury. And the second scholarship goes to Matthew Goodwin. Matthew is a 4-year starter and captain of our soccer team this past season. He plans on attending Providence College this fall to study finance.
Okay, Bristol Central.
Thanks, Bernie. First of all, I'd like to thank all of the directors from the Sports Hall of Fame for putting this night on. Certainly, it's an amazing evening. where so many students get recognized for their hard work, and certainly they have a lot to be proud of as well as the parents. Certainly, not all scholars are athletes, and not all athletes are scholars. So for you to be recognized in both venues is a testament to your hard work and dedication to your craft. So congratulations to all the honorees tonight. The first award winner from Bristol Central High School is Selena Norton. So when I think of resilience in the face of adversity, the first person I think of in my building is Selena. She is an incredible young woman with amazing drive. She has been a 3-year varsity athlete in soccer, was named to the all-academic team, and also honored with the Coach Carrier Award, and will be attending University of Connecticut in the fall. Congratulations, Selena. Her only downfall is struggling to score a basket in the recent faculty-student game last Friday. You didn't score in the student faculty game, did you? She tried real hard. Our next honoree, Pat K. Janamatanowanich. Pat's academic prowess started in kindergarten when he first learned to spell his last name, and has continued throughout his high school career. Pat is currently undecided on his college choice at this point, but he participated in the varsity soccer team for 2 years, which he was named academic all-conference, varsity indoor and outdoor track, which he was named all-state as well, and also a captain of the track and field team. Little known fact, Pat is also an aspiring rapper. Congratulations, Pat.
Okay, Bristol Eastern.
Thank you. Happy to be here tonight. This is my first dinner here with us, and it's such an honor to be here, and I really want to congratulate all of the scholar athletes. You make each of our schools very proud, because what you do is very tough. To maintain this grade point level and to earn the varsity letters, to be leaders in our buildings, it's just phenomenal, and I wish you all great success. And I do thank the Bristol Hall of Fame for the generosity. You know, books aren't cheap at the college level, so these guys could use this cash, so I really appreciate that. So our first recipient is Sarah Maglio. And Sarah is, she was, this is a surprise, 2 years with varsity swimming and 3 years on the tennis team, and she also served as captain of the swim team and planning to head out to the University of St. Joseph. Congratulations. Secondly, Maggie Santa Cruz. Okay, now sit back for a second. This is a very long paragraph here of the accomplishments of this young lady. First of all, she's a recipient of 12 varsity letters. And it's in cross country, indoor and outdoor track. So that's pretty darn impressive. Members of the National Honor Society, the Science National Honor Society, the Spanish National Honor Society, and a slew of other activities, top 10% of academic honors. She's received awards as Most Improved Runner for cross country, the Most Valuable Runner Cross Country Team Award. She was all-conference for cross-country, served as cross-country captain and indoor track and field captain, I'm the outdoor captain. So this is quite an impressive person right here, and I'll be sure not to go out running with you. Going off to attend Eastern Connecticut State.
I think that's the end of the program except for me, right? I want to congratulate everybody, and I've said that's been going around in the room all night, so I'm going to stop it, make it very quickly. All right, the people that were honored tonight were given a paperweight, and on that paperweight is a medallion. Have you seen the medallion on it? What does it say? If it is to be, it is up to me. That's a very, very basic statement, okay? I have that medallion. Mine's a little bigger than yours because I can't see very well. My wife reads it to me now and then, okay? But I'm going to try to give you one little example of it, okay? This organization has been in existence a little over 20 years. And about the first year it was in existence, they began to think, yeah, we want to honor those people that were past heroes for the athletics in Bristol, but we also want to do something for the students. And they started out and everybody said, yeah, we can have a banquet where we can take and honor the athletes. But there was one person who had one variation of that idea. He said, you know, it's not just enough to honor the athletes, but what about the scholars? And as a result of that, this person stood on his ground. If it is to be, it's up to me. And he did. He got the organization. They didn't know where the money would come from. They didn't know how it would come out or anything else. But 20 years ago, Jack Hines, okay, stood his ground, and this program was established. It's grown in its intensity, it's grown in its numbers, okay? But I'm going to tell you, Jack, I want you to stand and be recognized because you're the original back of it. So please stand. On my case for several years because he's shouldered me with the responsibility of doing this, and he always finds things wrong. But I don't hold that against him, okay? But I'm telling you, I think this is a great program. I think when you see the people in here, your kids, you've got getting that honor. I mean, let's face it, 3 varsity letters, 88 average. That's impressive. I don't think I could measure up to that, and I know Jack couldn't either. So we're in the same boat, you know. But I see he'll get even tomorrow. But I think if you refer back to Jack's comments, we doled out $65,000. Okay, Jack tells me he can't wait until it's $100,000. Well, maybe you'll be around, Jack, but I probably won't be. But I'll tell you, I'm very proud to be part of this program. I'm very proud to be part of this organization. It's all volunteer, okay? And they do a heck of a lot to provide the community with programs. And I hope that you people will recognize, check it out on the website, on your computer, because believe me, there's a lot of people that do an awful lot of work. This organization, this event, okay, it takes a long time. I keep telling my wife, it's like having a wedding every year. If you've had kids that got married, you know what's that like. I noticed in the audience tonight, there is a young lady that is an example of the people at work, volunteer. Well, she's a secretary at St. Paul's, and I know when you kids, there's 48 of you that were nominated and accepted this invitation, you should thank Linda, because I'll tell you, she puts through a lot of work, and the secretaries in all the schools have to do that to give us the information to put the program together. There's a good amount of people doing work to honor you kids, and make sure you live up to that opportunity. I congratulate all of you, and I hope that the future to you seniors, goodbye and good luck, and to you juniors, I hope we're going to see you again next year. Okay, Jack?